Hello, and welcome back to What we're doing today is, after our wonderful adventure in trying to do the last Outpost over Discord, and then I do a recording afterwards, and we got a couple critiques, which we do appreciate, but as usual, we suck at following rules. We decided it was best to have our native rules lawyer, Nicole, actually, follow the rules, and thus all do one of the Outposts in person for a change. Or for the second time, or something like that. AKA, try to do this right. So that's what we're here to do today, is run through an Outpost event and see if we can nail it and get it done right. As always, thank you for watching. Like, favorite, subscribe, all that good fun shit. We appreciate it as always. We're just spinning back up. You'll also see alongside this video, we're going to be doing our second session of a game called The Captain is Dead. That was surprisingly entertaining when we did it last week Saturday. So feel free to check that out or any of the number of other games we've been doing recently. So thank you, and I will hand it off to Nicole to get us started. Okay. Oh wait, before I do that, I always forget this. Introductions. Peter.
Howdy.
Peter, our resident Vulcan. We've got Dan.
Hello.
Our slightly balding colleague.
only slightly.
Only slightly. He's got quite a bit left. And I'm getting the evil glare off of that one.
Quite understandably.
Yes. And then we've got the silver mongrel, Jeremy.
What?
Yeah, like seriously, what the hell?
I'm stuck on
You're
here
supposed
today.
to say fox.
Oh, silver
fox.
Silver
I thought you used
mongrel?
silver fox for girls.
Hey, what?
What?
I thought you used silver fox for
silver
girls.
fox is
What?
a thing.
No, silver fox is the thing for guys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
it
just never heard
is.
it that way.
Yes.
So hair-related introductions today.
Yeah, I'm the ponytail bandit.
Ponytail bandit. Yep. All right.
Vulcan, I don't know how that fits with hair.
Bowl cut.
Okay, that's it.
Bowl cut.
Yeah, they pretty much do. There was actually something I was seeing.
What, bowl cuts are
cut-wise.
logical? What?
It is logical to spend less time and energy on your hair.
Yeah.
That means I am incredibly logical.
That tracks.
That's right.
Yes.
All right. So.
Okay, so now we'll actually get into the game.
Outpost phase. After each standard phase, the party must return to Frosthaven and perform an outpost phase, except in the following situations. Either we lost, the linked scenarios are available, or there is a mandatory, a force-linked scenario.
Which we had last game, and that's why we hopped right in.
Force link.
So the outpost phase involves spending time in Frosthaven to resolve events, acquire new items and abilities, and interact with buildings.
Woo!
The first one is passage of time. At the start of the outpost phase, time passes. Mark the next unmarked box on the calendar to signify that 1 week has passed. So we already have it marked as the second
Oh, yeah,
week.
you could try on the camera. That works.
Yes.
Oh, I'll grab some stuff while you talk.
You will occasionally be instructed to add section numbers to future weeks on the calendar. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. We are not marking a box with a section number. In some events and scenarios, times can pass outside of the outpost phase. When a set of 10 boxes on the calendar has been filled, a change of season occurs.
So
For some
seasons
reason,
are only
like
10
here.
weeks here instead of 13.
Yes. All right, after the passage of time step, well, they only have summer and winter in this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That's common in a lot of fantasy universes I've found. And summer and winter can also be erratic in some universes.
And there's
so
40...
winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
Yeah, there's 10 summers, then 10 winters, then 10 summers, then 10 winters, and it seems to only want you to do 80 total games.
Though it technically has rules that you can just basically keep marking off or
Oh,
something like that.
okay, cool.
Mhm.
After the passage of time step, unless you were instructed not to resolve an outpost event this week, draw the top card of the active outpost deck and resolve it.
We shuffle those, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. They have been shuffled.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I've rebuilt the deck
Mhm.
to be proper.
Yes. That was one of our fuck-ups last time. I got criticized a little bit on both Reddit and in our comments, so I kind of...
Wow.
I've kind of paid attention.
Well, you know when Reddit's calling you on your shit?
Yeah.
Is this the correct deck? So it's Outpost.
Yes.
Okay, so sorry I don't have the overlay camera working right now, so apologies there, but we are doing Outpost SO12. An incoming merchant ship tipped the town fishermen off to a dead school of large fish. This is kind of appropriate given that we were talking about a fisherman in the Trails of series right before we started recording. About an hour's row up the bay, Captain Olmsted asked you to accompany and provide protection to the fishing expedition. The merchants were right. After an afternoon in the calm water, the boat was full of enough fish to last the town half the winter, which is why you're so dismayed when an Abel, A-B-A-E-L.
A-B-A-E-L?
Yeah, that's the spelling. How would you say that?
A bale?
A bale. That sounds good. When an Abale pops his head out of the water. Per the treaty of the deep bay, these are our fish. Fin them over and leave immediately. He glares at you with black, unblinking eyes. You try to explain that you've never heard of this treaty, but he cuts you off. Your disrespect for those already here and ignorance of our ways is no excuse. Give me the fish, or face the consequences. You can probably guess where this is going.
Sounds fishy.
Oh. Okay, I'll drink to that. Option A. You have plenty of enemies already, and it's not worth making more. Besides, you have no idea how many Abeli are in the water below you. Option B. There's no treaty. This Abeli is full of chum and just wants a free lunch. I think they wanted to write shit there, but that's a different word. Keep the fish and row back to Frosthaven.
Where is option C? Go back to Frosthaven, find out if there is such a treaty, and then make our decision based on whether or not there is?
Bring him with. Say,
Yeah.
let's discuss this like, civilized people.
Nope.
Nope. Are we going to dump the fish?
Forced choices
All right,
for the win.
so we are new to Frosthaven.
Mhm.
Frosthaven may have a treaty that we are unaware of, but the fishermen on the boat would know.
Mm-hmm.
And according to this, they aren't speaking up.
Nope. And they may not actually know, because who knows who made the treaty. But either way, it's enough fish to feed Frosthaven for 5 rounds.
Well, is it even a treaty with the people of Frosthaven, or a treaty between the Abali and somebody else?
Yeah.
I feel like this is BS.
I even if it wasn't BS, you know me. I want to keep the fish.
Yeah, they're
To the harpoons.
I feel like it's BS, but I do also think we have enough enemies already.
I mean, we've got some walls.
Yeah, that's a couple. And a really big town that is not completely surrounded by walls.
I don't
But
think
they're-
these will be
they're-
our second enemies, so I
they're
think
they're mer people.
So do we rely on the fish or on the river to keep the city supplied?
It's like we've got a dock right into town. I'm just saying. That is a good point. There's no wall at the dock.
Can we build one?
Nope.
Yeah.
But the thing is that in a place like Frosthaven, food is actually pretty precious.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
We're talking about half the winter worth of food.
And if they're mer people, it's somewhat unclear whether they can walk on land and even threaten the town.
Oh, almost certainly they can.
Well, if we rely on boats, they can get rid of our boats coming in.
Oh, they may stop us from fishing later.
Yep, they can stop us from fishing, all sorts of things that they could do if they wanted.
And they could be friends. Maybe we could negotiate with them and make a proper treaty. I still say we keep the fish, but...
If we keep the fish, we're definitely not getting a treaty with them.
No, we're definitely not.
Boy.
So, I vote for fish.
Okay.
How you feeling, Nicole?
This does seem fishy. Vote for fish.
You vote for fish?
I vote for fish.
Uh-oh. I'm sensing fish from Dan. How about Peter?
I vote for give the fish back.
Okay.
I'll be the lone dissenter here.
So you can claim that shit really hits the fan. You're like, I told you.
So.
Have I ever used those words?
No,
No.
Okay.
he definitely has not.
I talked to my wife. Have I ever used those words?
Just
No.
the eyes. The eyes tell the full story. They peer into your soul. Okay, so 4-1, we are keeping the fish.
If he ends up being right, we'll all be guillotined.
Pretty much. So option A it is. Or wait, no. Option B it is. There is no treaty. So option B. You'll regret this. The treaty has very specific penalties for violations.
Wow, this got super lawyerly.
Yes. He yells after you just before disappearing under the waves. No effect.
Wait, we don't even. Huh, that's weird.
Yes.
Did we make friends if we chose option A then, and just nothing if we choose option B?
Hold on. There's something underneath it.
I think there will be delayed consequences.
No, there may be immediate consequences. We're being attacked.
I'm shocked.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Wow. Yeah, the top one says do not resolve the
below threat. So we are being attacked.
Okay. Attack events are special outpost events that require the party to defend Frosthaven from attack. During these attacks, buildings will be targeted and potentially damaged or even wrecked. The frequency of attacks is significantly higher in winter than in summer. The attack is depicted on the back of the event card below any outcomes from the choice presented on the front of the event card. These outcomes often modify the attack in some way. The back of the card contains the following. The attack value. This indicates the value that must be met or exceeded on a defense check to defend a targeted building. Target value. This indicates the total number of buildings targeted by the attack. The party must perform a separate defense check for each targeted building. Target priority. This indicates which non-wrecked buildings are targeted by the attack and in what order based on their reference numbers. If the attack has no target priority, the party decides. Each building can only be targeted once, even if the number of buildings within the target priority is lower than the target value.
Okay, so we have to choose the targets?
Well,
It depends on the card.
We have 3 targets.
yes. Target even-numbered buildings in order of closest to furthest from the docks.
Oh, players break ties. Okay. So even number of buildings in order of closest.
Okay, so the docks are just right here.
So we've got,
The workshop looks like 4.
it's an 84. Yep, so that's an even number, so that'll be hit.
That's a 74.
We don't have a building there yet.
Okay, this is
No building there yet.
there yet.
What about the barracks? What number is on that? 98, it looks like.
Either 96 or 98.
Okay, so
That's a
that's
98, it looks like.
okay, so it's
That's
even numbered.
2 of these 3. And let's see, you said no building there.
It's looking
What
like
are-
the wall is going to be the next closest.
What are our buildings?
The wall is 11, it looks like.
Oh, it's
right?
K.
K. It was even numbered buildings, so then it would be
Be careful not
what
to
is
shift.
what is this?
Hunting lodge?
Hunting
Yeah.
lodge would be the next closest.
I would
That's
say
12.
hunting lodge or alchemist is odd. Okay, and logging camp is odd.
Okay, so logging camp is about the same distance, but it's odd.
So hunting lodge, workshop, and barracks. So now what do we do? That we've identified 3.
So we have 3?
Yep,
So they're all even-numbered buildings.
correct.
Okay, so then in that case, look at this guy shuffling again. When an attack occurs, the party must perform a defense check for each building targeted by the attack. For each defense check, draw a card from the Town Guard deck and add its bonus to Frosthaven's total defense value along with any modifiers from the event. There are no modifiers.
What's our defense value?
Nate,
Great.
Yes.
we were 1 point off of being 0.
So does this mean the guard is adding negative value to the defense of that building?
I mean, the good news is if we, after this fight, we will now be at 0. We gain a morale for doing this fight.
For any defense check, as long as the barracks is not wrecked, the party can lose any number of soldiers before drawing to give the check advantage and reduce the attack value based on the level of the barracks and the number of soldiers lost. The defense check gains disadvantage if the barracks is wrecked.
Okay.
If the result meets or exceeds the attack value, the defense check succeeds and the building is defended. The defense check automatically succeeds when the success card is drawn and applied. Otherwise, the defense check fails and the building is damaged. For some attack events, the building is wrecked instead. The building is automatically wrecked when the wrecked card is drawn and applied. Do not resolve any effects of buildings being damaged or wrecked during the attack until the entire attack event has fully resolved. Reshuffle the town guard deck after the attack and as needed during the attack if the deck is depleted.
So it's only one card applies. You can't draw multiples and have them add up.
I mean, so we can lose any number of soldiers before drawing to give the check advantage and reduce the attack value. Where are the buildings?
Oh.
Because there's information on the buildings, I think. Because the barracks presumably has some information.
Okay, so we've got the barracks, and then we were saying the logging camp. No, hunting
The
camp.
workshop
Hunting lodge.
and the hunting lodge.
Okay, workshop, and why do I not have the hunting lodge?
Because we
Is
don't
it
actually
levels?
have it.
Oh, we haven't built the hunting lodge yet.
So we only have 2 targets.
There,
Which
yeah.
is fine.
No, then
No,
the
we're
next,
going to get a third target.
yeah, the next would be craftsman.
See, what's that?
That's
That
35.
looks odd. Logging camp looks odd.
Craftsman is even.
Okay.
Okay. So those are 3 targets.
So the barracks, when we use a soldier, we gain advantage and -5 attack.
Where is that? Just so I know.
How many soldiers do we have?
We have 4.
Okay.
A soldier costs 3 gold and one material resource.
Are they used up by this?
Yes.
Oh, so it drops their attack by 5 and we gain advantage per soldier?
Yes.
Okay, so we can spend multiple soldiers.
Though I think that if we spent 2 soldiers, we would get advantage total, and it would be -10 to the attack.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at these cards and they are not in our favor.
So is that,
No.
wait, do we have to spend like 2 soldiers per building or 2 soldiers total?
Per check.
Per
we can
check?
spend soldiers.
We have 4 total soldiers. So we're definitely going to lose at least 1 building.
No, we're not going to definitely.
You can lose 1 soldier
So
to
should
get
we
advantage,
put
right?
1 soldier on each building?
So the cards are not in our favor. They're doing a 20 attack.
Okay.
We're at -5.
Right.
There's 1 +20 card in this whole deck and 1 success card in this whole deck.
Okay.
Then a bunch of +10s.
Okay.
So
That's not good enough.
So it sounds
Yes.
like we're just going to lose all 3 buildings whether we apply soldiers or not.
we may keep 1 building. Is kind of my gut check.
Is there one building that's more valuable to us than the others? I would think maybe the barracks.
The barracks seems
The
most
barracks.
So the cost for repairing is any 2 for the barracks, any 2 for the craftsman, and any 2 for the workshop.
So they're pretty easy repairs.
I have 4 wood, so I guess I can and 2 gold, so I guess I can repair 2
Yeah,
buildings.
I've got enough to repair a building.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, given that it costs 3 gold and a material resource for a soldier,
We may not even want to use the soldiers.
it depends on whether or not we think that we want to do this. Like, we could make a shot at it, but, like...
So if we happen to draw
So it's easier to pay to repair the buildings than to pay for a new soldier.
Yes.
So what's the difference between damaged and wrecked?
Wrecked it's fucking gone. Like,
Yeah.
when a building is damaged, the party must immediately pay the repair cost shown in the building card. This cost can be paid with material resources of any type from the Frosthaven supply or the character's personal supplies in any combination. If the party cannot or does not want to pay this cost, they lose 1 morale instead. When a building is wrecked, flip its building card to the wrecked side. The wrecked effect of the building will then be resolved during the building operations step of every outpost phase until the building is rebuilt.
Okay,
So,
which
We have like something like a 1 in 20% chance of getting a wrecked card out of
Yeah.
that.
Sorry, a 1 in 20 chance or a 1 in 20% chance?
There's something like,
No.
I think there's 20 cards in
So
there.
there's
5%.
5% chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is it sounds like we can spend the soldiers after we draw.
No, I don't think so. Before drawing.
Oh, so that complicates things.
So I'm going to suggest that we not put any soldiers out.
Except for the barracks.
No, I'm just going to say that we don't put any soldiers
would-
out and we just repair
No,
things.
because we can prevent wrecked. We can 100% prevent wrecked from happening.
By
How many soldiers does it cost to prevent wrecked?
one per building.
Because that gives you advantage.
So I would say prevent the barracks from being wrecked,
Yep.
and then take our chances with the other ones.
Um,
What's the cost for repairing a wrecked building?
so if the workshop is damaged, it will cost us 4 resources.
You mean wrecked?
Wrecked.
Or if it's wrecked, it'll cost us 4 resources, and we will also lose a wood every time we come to the outpost, including immediately now.
Hmm.
If the craftsman is wrecked, we lose a leather, and it costs us 2 to repair. So the craftsman isn't so bad.
Mhm.
And then the barracks will cost us only 2 resources to repair, and disadvantage on all attack events until it's repaired.
Right.
So the workshop's actually the worst for us.
So
if
what
it's
order? What's the order that we have to do these?
So my gut check, we can do them in our.
No,
No,
we
you
cannot.
can't.
So I think we do closest to the
Closest
work first.
furthest.
So we have to do the workshop first.
My gut check is the workshop's the only one we
Right.
spend a soldier on.
I would say
I actually
unless
say
unless
we
the
should
barracks
spend 2.
unless the barracks is the final building, we should protect the barracks, or we'll get disadvantage on our final attack.
Yes.
No,
I think it said-
no,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
not what it said.
Yes, it did.
Yes,
Yeah.
it did.
It said
If
something
the
about
barracks-
don't
No,
resolve
Nicole's
things
got
until
it.
after the combat is done.
If it's wrecked, if the barracks is wrecked, then we gain disadvantage on
Yeah.
the attack.
Immediately.
Okay.
So use a soldier to protect the
Oh
barracks.
no, he's right.
Yeah.
Do not resolve any effects of buildings being damaged or wrecked during the attack until the entire attack event is fully resolved.
Yeah,
that's
So
what I
yes.
thought I heard.
So I think
I still think we should do the workshop and the barracks. We should spend the 2 soldiers just to prevent them from getting wrecked. That's my gut check.
I don't know. The barracks to repair is only 1 wood, 1 smith materials. Still just 2 materials if it's
It's
wrecked.
cheaper than a soldier.
So
Okay.
who has wood?
I have 4 wood.
Okay. Who has the other material?
I have 4 metal.
It also
Alright.
costs 3 gold per soldier. Do we have that?
Yeah. I've got some gold.
I have 2.
So
We have 20 gold in the Frosthaven supply.
Yeah.
Okay, that said, yes, I agree.
So now the question is, workshop we have to do first. How many soldiers do we throw at the
Just
workshop?
one.
One.
Let's just throw one and we'll
I don't
learn
think
how
that
this
there's-
works as we go along.
We could throw 4 at it, and then that basically would give us something like a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, okay, so what the 1 does is it stops it from being able to be wrecked.
Mhm.
It also means if we draw the 20 or the success, we win.
Yeah.
So it gives us a 10% chance of winning. But if we draw anything else, it's damage. Just making that clear.
But it will never be wrecked.
Correct. So we have a 10% chance of, we get advantage now, don't we?
Yes.
And that's why it's
It
not wrecked.
cannot be wrecked.
Okay, so we have a little bit higher than 10% chance of
So let's call it a
Actually,
20% chance of
of
saving it.
succeeding, and it won't be wrecked.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Okay. So we're spending 1 soldier on the workshop.
Okay, mark it off.
So
Tell me when to stop, Peter.
How are we paying for the soldier?
We already have the soldier. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
We have 4
Stop.
soldiers right now. We
So
don't
we
care.
can choose whether we want to recruit another one when we get to that phase.
I did
Yes.
say stop.
Oh, you did? Okay. Okay. So, first card, plus 10. Second card, plus 0. So it will be damaged,
Okay?
but it will not be wrecked.
So then we immediately need to pay the resources.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Which we have to spend any 2 of lumber, metal, and leather.
I have
So-
leather.
So wait, let's call it what we have. I have 2 lumber, 1 metal, 1 leather.
I have 2 lumber, 4 metal, 2 leather.
I have 2 leather.
I have 4 lumber.
I wish I had your lumber. I have 2 lumber and 3 metal.
Okay, I'm thinking we have Nicole and Peter spend a metal each.
Sure, I'm game with that.
Because we're pretty high on metal, it's feeling like.
Hmm.
Okay, so that is immediately repaired and is now handled. So I'll pull that aside.
Mhm.
Next on the list would be the barracks.
Okay.
So we are choosing not to spend a
Which means we have a 5% chance of it being wrecked and a 100% chance of it being damaged.
little bit higher than 5%.
Oh wait, 5% of it's
There are 5% chance of it not being hurt.
Well, a little
Yeah.
bit higher.
Well, yeah, it's
because
actually
we're-
greater because we're out of 18 cards now. Not
Yeah,
20.
Yeah.
correct.
Okay.
Okay, so negative 10 doesn't matter. It gets damaged. We can
Okay.
spend any 2 of the same. Who has lumber?
I have 4 lumber.
I have 2 lumber. I mean, I have leather. Excuse me.
I have 2 lumber.
2 lumber.
Okay, let's do 2 of your lumber, Dan.
Okay.
And that protects the barracks. Okay, and now we have the craftsman. Plus 10. So it gets damaged. How are we? So I have. Let's total up lumber. I have 2 lumber.
2.
2.
2.
Oh wait, sorry. I have leather. I'm sorry.
Okay, so 6 lumber. Do you have any, Peter?
2.
8 lumber. How much metal? I have 1.
3.
We should make sure we have enough lumber to build a wall. I have 2 leather.
Lumber.
Metal.
Metal.
Yeah, sorry.
So we're at. You have 3, Nicole. So we're at 4.
I have no metal.
2 metal.
So we're at 6 metal, 8 lumber. How much leather? I have 1.
I have 2.
3, 4, 5.
0.
Okay, so we're mostly up on lumber. So I'm thinking we'll spend 2 lumber. So I'll spend 1. Who else is gonna spend 1?
I can spend 1.
I have leather.
Okay.
Do you really want to spend? Do you just need to collect lumber,
He
or do you
just
need to
needs to
have it?
collect
I
it.
just need to collect that. I don't need
Okay.
to have it.
We should
So
invest
I'm
in
wishing I
walls
had
and
collected
soldiers.
your lumber, not that I had your lumber.
Okay, so we have completed. Oh wait, not fully completed the event. I need to
Right.
read stuff. With the last of the belly swimming away, you can finally dock. Satha demands to know what happened. At least you brought lunch. Gain 1 morale.
So we are now at 5 morale.
Which, by the way, if we had chosen the other option, we would have lost morale.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So
And
now we are now at +0 on defense.
Mhm.
yeah,
as
so that's
opposed to
actually a big
-5.
benefit. This sucked, but it was a big benefit.
We
Yeah.
would have still had the same results though
No.
with +0, wouldn't we? With buildings being damaged.
We would have had the same result,
Yes.
but now that we're at +0, we're at a higher chance of succeeding.
Yes, I understand that.
Yeah, so it sets us up for success for future combats.
Mhm.
So you're saying that this was an unusually severe combat because they were attacking with 20?
We don't know.
Yeah.
It may be that everybody attacks with 20. We just need to build our defenses up.
Alright, after the outpost event step, resolve the effects of all buildings. Go through the building deck in sequential order, one card at a time. For each building, resolve any normal or wrecked effect which appears at the top of its card next to the sun icon.
Okay. First building, logging camp. Collectively buy 1 lumber for 2 gold. Yes.
So we're going to take it out of the Frosthaven supply?
And get us 1 lumber.
Alright.
Craftsman, no effect. Alchemist, no effect. Workshop, each of the following is an upgrade that can be built in any order. Okay, that doesn't matter. And then
Yeah, only the sun icon.
only the sun, yeah. Is collectively train up to 1 soldier, which we did use, for 3 gold and 1 material.
Right.
So we can spend our 1 lumber and 3 gold and get our soldier back.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Oh, okay, when we're using the lumber from the supply.
Or actually, no, use my lumber.
Why?
Keep it in the supply so it's more general, anybody can use it.
Okay.
I'd rather have one that anybody can use because I can still use it.
We can put these lumber in the supply, can't we?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
When the party gains or loses gold or resources due to these effects, they can be added to or taken from the Frosthaven supply or the character's personal supplies in any condition.
Okay.
Because the building operations step occurs immediately after the outpost step, any building that was wrecked during the outpost event will have its wrecked effect resolved once before the party even has an opportunity to rebuild it. After the building operations step, characters may perform downtime activities in any order they would like. We're probably going to control this a little bit because, it'll be easier.
Yeah.
Many of these character activities require characters to interact with a specific building, which they cannot do if the building is wrecked.
So
Level up is the first one.
So I was reading online and people were suggesting that what we do is we actually skip the downtime and figure out what we're going to build first. So the next phase, we jump to that, figure out what we're going to build, set aside the resources for building, and then we go and do the character phase so that we know that the one thing we're going to build, we have sufficient resources to do so before we make our other decisions.
Okay.
That makes sense.
After the downtime step, the party may build, upgrade, and rebuild buildings. They may build or upgrade 1 building by default, and they may lose 2 morale to build or upgrade a second building. Buildings cannot be upgraded while wrecked. The party may also rebuild any number of wrecked buildings, but not until after any builds and upgrades. Building and upgrading always has a prosperity requirement. It has a little crown symbol. The build or upgrade can only be performed if the current prosperity level meets or exceeds the prosperity requirement of that build or upgrade, which is shown next to the build cost on the map board or upgrade cost on the building card. When a build or upgrade causes the prosperity level to increase, any character whose level is lower than half the new prosperity level may immediately level up without meeting the experience requirement, even multiple times, as long as their level does not exceed half the new prosperity level rounded up. After they level up, set their experience total to match the experience requirement of their new level.
Okay, so what is our current prosperity?
1.
Okay, so with 1 in mind, we are limited, so we cannot upgrade the logging camp.
So does this mean that we have not actually reached level 2 yet?
No, we have.
You can reach
It
it the
doesn't
hard
matter.
way.
Yeah.
Prosperity gives you an auto level up.
It's basically said as we bring new characters
Bring new
into the
characters.
game, we start
Okay.
at higher levels.
Yeah.
So we cannot upgrade the logging camp. The barrack has no upgrade option. The workshop, the boat, the sled, the climbing gear are all available at this prosperity. Alchemist can be leveled up. Craftsman can be leveled up. And we have two of the walls are available to be built. The rest are not. And we still have the hunting lodge and thought there was one more. Thought there was and the mining camp that can be built.
Okay.
The hunting lodge and mining camp allow us to spend gold to get
Additional resources.
leather and metal, respectively. The walls are walls.
I feel
I'm
like
suddenly imagining that we build a wall and the Vikings carry their ship over land to the water and attack us from the seaside. Don't ask me where I got this idea. Just
No,
imagine
no,
it could
no.
happen.
We haven't been watching what's that called? At all?
Vinland Saga.
Vinland Saga.
I'm thinking walls.
I don't know.
So what benefit do we get from the walls? I understand what walls do in real life,
Plus
but I
5
don't
to
know what they do in
defense.
the game.
Another plus 5 to defense, isn't it?
Why is everybody staring at me?
What do walls get us?
Oh, it looks like 10 to defense.
Plus 10 to defense.
That's substantial.
That actually means that we have a much higher chance of actually succeeding.
As
Yeah.
long as they're not bypassing the walls somehow.
Yeah, let me make sure I'm looking at the wall correctly.
With cannons in Civ 1.
Well, cannons just destroy the walls. They don't bypass them.
In Civ 1,
So
I think they actually
what is
bypass
that
city walls.
symbol 10
Okay.
extra? How does that work?
Maybe catapults too, I don't remember.
That looks like it needs 4 wood and 10
No.
gold.
Oh, is that what
That would be my guess. Like, there should be a wall card. What?
Oh, no, there aren't wall cards. I don't think. Yeah. It's the crafting cost.
Yes, that's the cost to make it, which I would guess the fourth symbol is gold.
Oh, it's gold. Okay, so it's unclear what the walls do for us. So it's not 10 defense. It's 10 gold is part of the cost. So one of the walls costs 4 lumber and 10 gold. The other wall that we can build costs. I thought there was another wall. No, there's one wall we can build. Only one.
4 lumber, 10 gold, you said?
Yep, 4 lumber and 10 gold. We have the mining camp, which is right at the wall edge. That's why I got confused. It's 4 lumber, 2 metal, a leather, and 10 gold. And then we have the hunting lodge, which is 4 lumber, a metal, 2 leather, 10 gold.
So
And
what
then
do the mining camp and hunting lodge do for us?
Walls give plus 5 defense per level of wall you build.
okay.
This plus 5 is listed on the sticker itself.
So
Each level of wall has a prosperity minimum to build listed on the map itself along with the building cost.
okay, so that is nice.
There is no building card for walls as they have an immediate effect and no ongoing effect.
And then we can upgrade the craftsman for 2 lumber, 2 metal, and a leather. We can upgrade the alchemist for 2 lumber, 2 metal, and a leather. And then we can build a boat. We don't know what it does for us. We can build a sled. We don't know what it does for us. We can build a climbing gear. We don't know what it does for us.
What does an upgraded alchemist do for us?
We don't know.
Does it give you like new potions or anything?
That seems entirely reasonable.
You upgrade stuff, you get the new card, you find out what you can do.
I think that allows us to brew 3 herb potions, which is probably better.
Yeah, that would make sense because the current one we can only brew 2 herb potions.
And I know there is a concept of being able to brew 3 herb potions.
Yep, and my bet is the
That sounds right.
craftsman gives us more gear we can craft.
The idea of climbing gear sounds good to me, given that this is mountainous territory.
Mhm.
It may be more important than a ship.
But the sled could help us get further, safer.
And I feel like if we're at a point where, like, if only we had climbing gear,
Yes.
then we could build the climbing gear.
Well, but
Unless there's a card that says, well, if you don't have climbing gear, you're screwed.
no, my bet is it's going to be we go on a mission and it goes, do you have climbing gear?
Mm.
Well, climbing gear unlocks an event.
Yeah. So all three of those unlock an event. A boat, a sled, and a climbing gear all unlock events.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm feeling defense, but
I think that +5 is not going to give us much of anything, to
Yeah.
be
I
honest.
personally would
Problem.
rather get the hunting lodge or the mining camp just to get us the extra resources.
true.
Start building towards that.
How much metal do we need
For which?
for anything?
1 or 2.
They're actually pretty cheap to
Yeah,
buy.
everything's pretty cheap. The
Yeah.
most expensive is we need a lot of lumber. That's why we did the logging camp first.
So it sounds like everything costs 4 lumber, everything costs 10 gold, and then different buildings have different costs on top of that.
Yeah, 1 or 2 metal or leather.
Mm-hmm. What do we have the most? Like, we have the least amount of leather right now. We have more metal than leather.
By 1, and then we have more lumber than all those, but it's going to
Yeah.
cost 4 each.
Maybe we go with leather.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, that's a good call. So maybe we do the hunting lodge.
Because we have the least of it.
Yeah,
That's the way that I would do it.
Okay, so you said you had a crap ton of leather, right?
I have 2.
I only have 2 lumber left. I have no leather.
Leather.
I have no anything
Oh,
other
no
than
leather.
2 lumber.
Red leather,
I
yellow
have
leather.
2 leather.
And I have 1. Okay, let's do 1 leather out of each, you and Jeremy then.
Okay.
And then metal wise, who has 2 or more metal?
I have 3.
Then let's do 1 of your metal. And then lumber, let's spend the 1 town, or let's keep the town lumber. We need 4 lumber.
I have 2.
I'm out.
What does Peter have?
1.
We don't have enough lumber.
We need 4 lumber.
If we take the supply from the city, is
Let's
that
not
enough?
take the supply because
Yeah.
that's more shared.
I have 2.
So let's do 1 Peter, 1 Nicole, and you each have a lumber?
I have no lumber.
I have 2 lumber.
Okay, 1 lumber from Dan, and then I'll spend, and then we'll take the town 1.
Okay.
So that'll give us our 4.
So 1 from me?
Yep.
And
1
then-
from me.
Yep.
Okay.
And 1 for me.
Yep, and 1 from town.
I think we took some of Peter's other resources when he was
Nope.
upstairs, didn't we?
Nope.
Okay.
And that gives us now, we have built the hunting lodge. We went with the hunting lodge. Peter was away for a moment. We went with the hunting lodge because leather was our least resource. So try to set us up for a little bit more success. Okay, that is number 12, so I need to find the sticker.
So just curious again, what does climbing gear cost us to build?
It would cost us 1 lumber, 3 metal, and 2 leather.
And we can build that at any time. We can build all those freely.
Well,
Mhm.
they're upgrades.
But
So they're limited.
You get 1 unless you want to lose some morale.
Yes.
no, those
Yes. No, it says it's an upgrade that can be built in any order. That would mean that it is an upgrade, which we can build or upgrade once.
I could have swore I saw something that was building off the workshop card did not count against that. I could be wrong.
Mm.
I'm pretty certain I saw something like that at one point.
I mean, do we even have the resources to do that right now?
Hold on. Hunting Lodge level 1. There we go.
Well, if you still have leather, I have a couple metal.
I have 1 leather.
I think Nicole had some metal, so we could, in theory.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I don't
and
know
we
if
need
it's
the 10
important.
gold.
Oh, and we need 10 gold.
So am I burning my 2 gold for this?
Hold on. How much did we have in town?
15.
So we're fine.
Are we using town gold or are we using?
Yeah.
We're using town.
Well, that's a pretty sizable building.
Yes, we now have a hunting lodge.
Okay.
So,
Where is the hunting lodge card?
oh right. What? You actually want the card brought out?
Mhm.
Sure, I grab level 1.
Yep, collectively buy up to 1 leather for 2 gold. And it requires us, this says +1 prosperity, 172.3.
Oh, so we read a story too. Oh, this one we didn't read a story. Okay, so 172.3. Let me pull that out. Wasn't expecting that. Oh.
My, what a nice hunting lodge you have there.
There we go. Okay, hunting lodge upgraded. With a fire roaring in the background, the finished...
Maybe that's only for the upgrade?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for the upgrade.
Oh. But I thought those were immediate.
Well, but it's on the upgrade part of the card.
Oh.
So were we not supposed to?
I don't think we were supposed to... Oh, that's why we didn't gain that prosperity from the logging camp.
Okay, cool. Then we didn't do that.
So you need to mark one off of
We did.
I already erased one. Do you need me to erase this?
You
I increased it for the hunting lodge, and I just erased that.
erase it for the logging camp.
Okay.
Are you sure we added it for the logging camp?
Yes.
All right.
Does that
Okay.
change what we could have built?
No.
It
It
doesn't
just
change anything.
it just means we're a step away from prosperity 2 because you have to get like 5 marks to hit prosperity 2.
So we
Okay.
don't read that.
Good catch.
Cool. All right. So that is our construction phase. So,
Now we need to figure out with the...
all right. Downtime. If a character's experience total is equal to or greater than the experience requirement of their next level, they
Yay!
must level up during the downtime step.
Okay, no choice then.
Leveling up has an experience requirement as shown on the character sheet, but not an experience cost. A character's experience total does not reset when they level up. If a character's level is lower than half the current prosperity level, they may level up during downtime step even without meeting the experience requirement. Blah, blah, blah. That's optional, by the way. When a character levels up, they must do the following. Add an ability card. Add one new ability card to their pool. The card they choose must match their class and must be of a level equal to or lower than their new level. For example, when a character reaches level 2, they can add one of their two level 2 ability cards. When they reach level 3, they can add one of their level 3 ability cards or their other level 2 ability card. Does not increase your maximum hand size, it simply increases the pool of cards available to them at the start of the game. It increases their hit points. Increase their maximum hit point value on the level track at the bottom of their character. The number printed in red below their new level indicates their new maximum hit point value. Gain perk mark. Gain one new perk mark. The perk mark is applied to the list on the right side of their character sheet by marking one corresponding box.
I don't think we did that last time.
No, we did all of
I
this.
did mine.
Yeah, we did all of this at the end of the last session.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of you did this stuff?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. The character has fulfilled the requirements of their personal quest.
Nope.
Nope.
None of us are close to that.
How do we embark on our personal quest? I'm like
Yours is
phase
special.
65 or something.
No, yours.
Mine is just building and upgrading buildings, which, by the way, update this.
Yeah, all of us have different requirements. Yours, we have to choose to go on that mission, which we may choose for our next mission.
Alright. You can create a character.
Which we did get the new class.
You can craft items. Non-potion items can be crafted by interacting with the craftsman building. Characters craft an item by spending the required resources or items. When paying crafting costs, material resources cannot be taken from the Frosthaven supply, but herb resources can. The crafting character gains one copy of the crafted item. At the start of the campaign, only items 1 through 10 are available to be crafted. As the craftsman gets upgraded and the party discovers new item blueprints, more items will be added to the available craftable supply. Any item in the available craftable supply can be crafted. When an item is required to craft another item, if all copies of the required item are owned by other members of the party, the crafting character may spend the gold, resources, or items listed as the required item's cost in place of spending the item itself. In other words, if everybody else has crude shields and you need a crude shield, you can immediately craft a crude shield as part of crafting a reinforced shield. Brew potions. Potion items can be brewed by interacting with the alchemist buildings. Characters brew a potion by spending any 2 herb resources taken from the Frosthaven supply or their personal supply in any combination. Which is how you got that shitty potion.
Yes,
Yep.
which we gave to somebody to heal him.
Yeah.
Sell items. Items from a character's
We can't
pool.
sell yet.
It says, it doesn't say that you
Oh,
can't.
sorry, no, we can't buy. We can't buy,
items.
that's what it is. Okay.
Yes. So, when a character sells a purchasable item, they gain gold equal to half its gold cost. Rounded down, when a character sells a craftable item, they gain 2 gold for each resource or item required to craft it. Return items to the corresponding available supply when sold. So effectively, we can craft items, we can brew potions, or we can sell shit right now.
Yep.
So,
what I had been reading online was the workshop counts as a form of crafting.
Mm-hmm.
It's not limited by the upgrades.
Oh.
So we can choose to craft those things if we so choose, was what I had read before.
Okay.
But it might be worth doing a quick spot check. That being said, we have various gear we can make. So we have the Horn of Command. During one of your summons turns, decide how it performs its abilities.
And this is 1 through 10? Items 1 through 10 are
We've got a few more than 1 through 10.
Okay, all right.
But I know somebody who could really use that.
Yes,
Yes.
it needs a metal, a leather,
Oh.
and a very specific kind of herb.
Oh,
No.
that came from our quest, right?
Yeah. Note, if you don't have the material, we're playing with a house rule that was recommended. You can trade one of your materials with another person for a material. So that's how we're handling that. And generally speaking, gold is a 2-to-1. So if you want to buy the material from somebody else, you give them 2 gold, and they can give you a material.
So does anyone have that specific herb that we need, though?
What is the specific herb?
they count as building up.
Okay, they do? Okay,
I'm
I
going
was
to call
wrong.
it a mushroom, but I can't really tell.
I do not have anything that looks remotely like a mushroom.
I have that map. I can do that one. So I could get that to somebody if they need it.
I think we should really build this for Dan.
Let's go through the other stuff. So we've got a crude shield, which is just metal. When an enemy would apply a negative condition to you, prevent the condition. A protective scepter. During your turn, grant one ally within range 2 of you 1 defense, and then cycle at the end of turn. Crude spear. That costs a wood and a metal. During your turn, one of your single target melee attack abilities may target 2 hexes away. So it gives you a little bit of range. A crude bow. Just a wood. During your turn, add +1 range to one of your ranged attacks. So you have to already be doing ranged.
Mm-hmm.
Flexible slippers for leather. During your end of turn looting, loot the adjacent hex instead of the hex you occupy.
That sounds good for Peter.
Crude
It
boots.
does.
During your move ability, add +1 movement.
And it's a tap.
And it's a tap, so you do that once it taps, but it costs 2 leather.
Mm.
Another 2 leather. Crude hide armor. On the next 2 attacks targeting you, the attacker gains disadvantage,
Mhm.
and then it taps. It also adds a -1 to your deck.
Mhm.
Same with the crude shield, by the way.
There is a perk to ignore item
Yep.
effects.
Yes. Traveling cloak costs leather. At the start of the scenario, increase your maximum hit point value by 1.
Bah.
Crude helmet, which I have one of them. When you are attacked, treat any 2x modifier card the enemy draws as a +1 instead.
That's nice.
And spyglass, costing metal. During your attack, gain advantage on 1 attack. You choose which one and then tap it. So those are our available crafting options. So you were saying Dan could really use that summon horn?
So is this a one shot, or is this? This looks
It's
like
a tap to use.
It's a tap, which means every time you
Rest.
Long
Short,
rest.
Long rest.
Long
Long
rest.
rest, you get it back.
Okay, so I don't get to use this very often. I get to use it
Maybe 3 or 4 times.
I get to use it, once every,
Long rest.
10 or 12
But you can tell a summon to
turns.
do exactly what you want it to, and there were a couple times in the previous scenario
Yes.
it would have been quite helpful.
Yes.
Mhm. I feel like that's probably the best thing out there for us.
I need just shit tons of gear to complete my personal quest.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just buy whatever I can.
Now, does it just cost us the material to craft, or do we also need to pay gold?
Just the material, unless it has an explicit gold cost, which none of these do.
Yeah, so it looks like the Horn of Command costs metal, hide.
The spyglass
And
is
something
technically
else.
a helmet.
It is?
Yes.
Wow.
It's a head item.
Yep.
I'm down with what is the Horn of Command?
So the Horn of Command means that I no longer get to use whatever the cloak I'm using, right? That protects my summon because you can only carry one. You can only use
No,
one item at a time.
The
Or is this a
Horn of
different equipment
Command
slot, so it's
is
fine?
a hand, so it's
Okay.
effectively a weapon.
Okay.
Now, does Dan have to have all 3 of those materials himself, or can one of us pay them for him?
He has to have 3 materials, but how many materials do you have right now?
I have lumber, and that is literally it.
Okay. I mean, what people are...
And 2 gold, so I could technically buy 1 item from you, but that's not enough.
I mean, I think, we're doing house rules on this. We were basically saying, look, as long as we manage it over time. So I would say, if you really wanted that, we'd let you go negative on it, and then you owe somebody something. As long as you can't retire until you've paid that back, is what I would say. We're being pretty flexible just because that can be a bit of a pain in the ass.
I mean, I'm liking the Bone Shaper and actually want to see where it goes. I'm not actually planning to retire it anytime soon.
Yep, that makes sense. I just need to get, 15 pieces of gear or something silly like that, to complete my personal quest thing. So I'm just going to keep crafting stuff every round using my maps. I need 3 helmets, 3 armor, 3 boots, 3 hands, or double hands, and 4
I mean,
items.
the Horn of Command seems useful, but I don't think it's so earth-shattering that we need to bend the rules to get it now. We just know that
You're grabbing a spear?
we know that Dan needs 3 resources, or enough to trade for 3 resources at
So
some
maybe
point in
we
the
wait
future.
till next.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that the one for Peter that allows him to loot from 1 away would be helpful because he needs to loot in order to
It
complete
would be
his
helpful,
personal
but I
quest.
think I already have some boots that I would have to get rid of.
Yeah, I
The
like
boots
my
that I
boots.
have right now are for getting higher or lower initiative.
Yeah, these boots are made for jumping.
Does anybody
So-
have any herbs?
Yes, I have one of the root-looking ones.
Okay.
How do we get herbs? Is that one of the loot types?
Yeah, it's one of the...
I've never looted anything, I think, except for lumber. So
I have the one that looks like 3
So
bulbs.
I would be willing to trade my herb to one of you for a leather.
But you have the
I think
mushroom
only
herb?
Jeremy has leather.
I have the root type, the center bottom.
Yeah. Center bottom root. Okay. Maybe I can turn that into a potion.
Yeah, if you want to.
All right.
Okay, so I will take your leather and I will spend the leather.
So I get the root on the bottom?
Yep.
All right.
So I'm spending 2 leather, and I'm getting probably the boots, because I don't have the boots yet.
Okay.
Sorry, could somebody remind me, did we refresh our soldier?
We have not purchased a new soldier yet.
That's a good point.
Does the soldier
I'm just
just need
curious.
gold, or
Oh,
does
no,
he need
we
something
did
else?
buy the soldier. We spent the 3 gold, and we spent the lumber in town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Can I see the potion crafting board, please?
It's very oblique.
Yeah,
Mhm.
You can tell whether or not it's the same potion as you crafted before.
which it isn't. So
Okay.
you have your choice of what. So you have what herbs do you have?
I have the 3, the trident looking herb and the root.
Okay, so trident and root. That would get you one that we haven't done,
Mm-hmm.
or you can do the 2 or more. No, you can't do the 2 or more of the same.
No.
So those are the only 2 you can do. Or the only one you can do is this.
Oh, let's check it out.
You're going to do it?
I'm gonna do it. Let's brew some potions.
Brew a potion. Let's see what horrible dish you craft.
Yeah.
Oh, not horrible.
All right.
At least not the same horrible, right?
No. It has a good name.
What's it called?
Hold on. Let me pull it out. Need to find it. You get a healing potion.
Ooh.
During your turn, perform heal 3 self.
Nice.
And then trash.
Trash meaning that it goes
You
away.
mean loss?
Lost forever.
Yeah, no, loss. So that means you get it back next game.
Oh.
You can use
Yeah.
it once per game.
Sweet. That's actually useful because I keep going in face first. So
Can I trade a wood for leather for anyone? I'm thinking that the 1 HP bonus might actually be useful to me because I take HP
You don't
damage
have
when
any
I
armor right now?
I have armor, but I think it applies to the summons. I don't remember what equipment I have right now.
No,
because I
if
don't
you
have
have
the cards in front
armor,
of me.
then you cannot bring 2 armor items.
I-
So, like, I was thinking about possibly getting the spyglass, but it turns out it's a helmet. So you should double check, because I didn't want it to overlap with any of my existing items.
So I feel like I'm playing a different game, but would anybody be willing to trade a wood for a metal?
Yes.
For a sheep?
for a sheep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'll take the wood for the metal.
Okay, so I need the wood, and I'll give you a metal.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait, I have a metal.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Oh,
have
sorry.
an armor right.
Sorry, I don't have wood.
Yeah,
I don't have wood.
Okay. Then I guess I'm getting a spyglass
I do
instead
have
of a
wood.
crude bow.
Stop. I do have wood.
Would you like a metal?
Sure.
Okay.
I will give you a metal.
I can help you with that.
I will take a wood. And I'm getting a crude bow.
So I'm getting a metal, you said?
Yep.
I am feeling very metal.
It's very funny. I think that they were talking, I think they specifically called out the crude bow. During the fact, they were like, does this apply to the Geminate's, like, abilities? And the Geminate has this special concept called precise range, so I may only be able to hit things that are exactly 3 or 4 away from me. And specifically in the fact,
Hey,
they
this could
said,
be really overpowerful.
well, no, the bow does not work on that. It
If the
cannot
bow worked on
modify.
it.
Yeah, it can't modify those ranges. So the FAQ was saying, like, no, it does not apply to precise ranges, and the person who was writing the FAQ was basically like, you know, this may not be a good item for you. And somebody's like, this is editorializing.
Oh, wow.
And so they're like, yes, we cut that out of the FAQ.
Okay.
So the crude helmet does not say tap or loss or anything. So it's just
Correct.
It's just a passive.
Yep.
So if I spend my metal, because I don't have a helmet right now, I just am essentially immune to critical attacks.
Yes.
But you have to add a -1 to your deck, I think?
Nope.
No,
Okay.
it's
But
true.
all it does is prevent
All it
critical
does is
attacks.
prevent double, 2x and turn it into +1.
So the helmet doesn't add negative cards.
Correct. I'm usually not in melee combat. If I'm in melee combat, then something has probably already gone very wrong. So I'm not sure that's a good use of metal, but
The spyglass may be better.
well, during my attack ability, gain advantage on 1 attack, but I also generally don't directly attack.
Yes.
So I'm not. It may be better.
Attack ability, yeah, your skeletons wouldn't apply.
Yeah.
So can I
it may
craft more than one thing in a round?
Yes.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to spend my second metal and craft a spyglass.
Okay. There you go.
Because you actually do attack sometimes, I think.
Oh, he attacks a lot.
Yes. I do a lot of attacking. I don't have summons to attack for me. Well, I have one summon who doesn't stay around very long before it gets waxed.
I think I'm going to save.
So your things that you do with your shadows count as your attacks.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to save my remaining metal unless somebody wants to trade for it for some reason. I'm pretty flexible.
Yeah, I'm also going to save my metal, which is I'm not building anything at all, which is kind of sad.
I'm out of resources, but I still have gold.
Ooh,
So
I can also
unfortunately,
do a crude shield.
Shop is a technology that we do
But
not
that does
yet
add
have.
-1 to your deck.
Yes, I'd rather not do that. I'm also usually far away that I don't get hit
Well,
by
at least
conditions.
we're not crafting things out of lion body parts.
Yeah, including testes.
Mhm.
I wonder what game he's thinking
Yeah.
of.
Frenzy drink.
Yes, frenzy drinks are good. They're actually very good in the game.
Testosterone tea.
Yes, basically. Okay, I think we are done.
Yep, and that is it.
That is it?
Yep.
Okay. Let me find my mouse here. Well, thank you very much for joining, and hopefully we actually handled the outpost correctly, if not a little bit out of order. If not, please let us know, and we will see you back shortly. Bye.